Bricks 2.0 is here, and along with it, a lot of people are seeing issues with their website. Things are just popping up in random places, styling is all wrong, and I want to talk about that. I want to talk about why that's happening, how you can fix it, and what it's going to take to do that. So let's talk about why it's causing it. Let's go to our settings here in Bricks, and under the Performance tab at the very bottom, I'm going to turn this off. At the very bottom is Cascade Layer. Now, this used to in the RCs and the release candidates, they used to be turned off by default, but you could turn on Cascade Layer. But with 2.0, Cascade Layer is turned on by default, and we have to disable it if we want to. Now, Bricks discourages turning off Cascade Layer, and I also discourage turning it off. It's such a great thing. I recommend keeping it on, but understanding what Cascade Layer is. So I want to talk about that. What is Cascade Layer, and how do you fix some of its issues? So let's go ahead and go. I'm going to disable this for the time being to show you something about it. So let's look at this paragraph. Now, this paragraph spans the entire size of the screen, which is awful. I can't really read it. It's a long text, looks terrible. And I want to fix it so all my paragraphs have a maximum width of, let's say, 55 characters, which is a much easier to read standard. If I go and apply in here, we're going to go to my global CSS, and we're going to say all my paragraphs, I want a max width of 55 CH. And we're going to save. Now remember, this is with the Cascade Layer turned off. How it was by default in our past Bricks experiences. This is how it is, and this is why it's not a good idea. So, okay, I styled this, but my paragraph is not 55 characters wide. And we can even see my styling here is being crossed out because there is a Bricks default styling that is happening, which is right here. And it has a higher specificity. It is targeting a class. I'm only targeting a tag. You can see 001 for mine, and this one has a 010. So it's targeting a class. The first 0 is an ID, the next number is a class, and the next number after that is a tag. Mine is only specific enough for a tag. I can't overwrite it unless I use a class. So I'd have to go in here and say, okay, on all my, and I already have a class created, on all my paragraph width items, I want to set a max width of 55 CH. Now let's see if that is being overridden. It's not. So I even have to be more specific than that. Actually, let's refresh here. Yeah, it's not even overriding it. I have to be more. So I have to say, okay, all of my paragraphs that have that class, now it's showing. So I have to be like super specific for all my styling in order to override the Bricks' default styling. That's not good. I don't want to have to go to every paragraph and add the class paragraph width in order for it to be applied. I just want it to apply to all paragraphs. So that's where the beauty of Cascade Layer comes in. And I'm going to talk about that right now. Let's go ahead and remove this. Let's remove this. No, let's keep it. Let's go back, and we're just going to go back to a paragraph of max width of 55 CH. So right now, it is not working. What we're going to do is I'm going to turn on the Cascade Layer. So let's save settings, and I'm going to regenerate CSS real quick. And we're going to refresh. And so now we'll see, wait, my styling is being applied. Now, why is my styling working now? We see that mine has still a specificity that's lower than the original, but it's still taking effect. Why is that? Okay, we're going to go down here. We're going to find it. We see layer bricks. There's that default styling that was applied, but now it's in a layer bricks. What does that mean? Let's open this little panel here. This is going to be the CSS layers. And we can see that we have our implicit outer layer, which is going to be our normal styling and style sheets. Then you have bricks underneath, which means that it is a lower importance than our CSS layer. Any style sheet that we create or is created by plugins, that has a higher importance than the bricks layer. So now we can override any styling in the bricks layer just by having it in our sheet. It doesn't matter how specific it is, it will overwrite. If it's the same style, it'll overwrite the bricks layer that's below it. So we don't have to be specific anymore. Now we can just say all paragraphs, make them a max width of 55 ch. Really nice. Now it's going to apply to every paragraph on the website. I don't have to add classes or do that all stuff. It's just done. Really nice. Now, where people are seeing issues with their websites is probably due to the fact that there's kind of a weird thing that happens with important. Anytime a style is marked as important, it has this weird thing. I'm going to show you right now. So this is a real world example, something I had to break down for my mega menu. And let's go ahead and let's make this smaller here. Okay. My drop downs on mobile slide in. We can see that right now. They start from a left position of 100% and then they move in to 0%. So let's go ahead and open this last one. It's not doing it. It has no... That one works, but this one specifically is not animating. So we're going to figure out why. Why could that be? Now let's go here. Let's find that this element right here is showing on the screen. It should not be on the screen. It should be off screen. So we're going to figure out why that left positioning is not working here. So let's look for my inset inline start. So it's the same as left. It should be 100% important. So I have it set, but it's being overridden by something else. So if I go down, actually we're going to let's type in inset inline start first. So we're going to look for any styling with inset inline start, see if it's overwriting. Nope, not that. Okay, let's look for left. And okay, we're in the layers now. I'm looking for left. Okay, there is left. Left auto important. And it's in the layer of bricks. So it is in this layer right here. My styling is in this one. Well, with Cascade layers, anything marked important on a lower layer has a higher importance than the layer above it, regardless of the specificity of the selector. For instance, mine is selecting 4 classes. This one is only selecting 1. Yet it still overrides our implicit outer layer. So what we have to do in order to fix any important styling on a lower cascade is we have to put our styling into the same exact layer as this with just a higher specificity. So as this is a 1, I just want to move my specificity, which is a specificity of 4, into the layer of bricks. So how do we do that? Well, I'm going to go to my CSS sheet, and I'm just going to do a real quick search for inset inline start, and I'm going to look for that styling right here. Inset inline start 100%. And I'm going to wrap this in a layer bricks and move that inside. Let's just tab. I hate not having it look good. Okay, so now that should be done. Let's take a look now. Okay, this element is no longer on screen anymore. It's now pushed off all the way to the left. But if I click this again, it's still not animating. Let's take a look why. So let's open it up. It looks like right here. Here's my open. It should get an inset inline start of 0 important. But this is not on the bricks layer yet. So we need to move this styling as well to the bricks layer. So let's go back here. Let's look for inset inline start 0 right there. And let's move that, to layer bricks. There we go. Okay. Now let's save it. Okay, now it's working. And let's look at the styling here. Let's go down. We can see, I have the item selected here. There's layer bricks. We can see mine is in that layer. Now it is in that lower layer, and it has a higher specificity of 4 versus the default, which is down here, has a 1. So now it is in the same sheet, and it can now overwrite that important. That's the confusing thing. Anything important on lower layers gets a higher importance than anything else above. So if you're having issues with your website, look for any styling that might be marked important inside the bricks layer, and you'll have to move some of your styling into the bricks layer itself with just a higher specificity. So if it's targeting one class, you probably need to target two classes or a class and a tag. Just create a higher specificity with it inside the bricks layer using @layer_bricks, and you are good to go. You will fix any issue really that you have caused by that cascading layer setting turned on. Hope that was helpful. I know it's a lot. It's kind of confusing a little bit. There are some really good videos and documentation on Cascade Layer that I will put in the description down below. So if you need those, go check those out. And I'll see you guys in the next video.